The Kavango region is shaped by the Okavango River and its floodplains. With a length of 600 kilometers, the river is the fourth longest in Southern Africa. It originates in Angola as the Kavango River and meanders in a southeasterly direction, where it first forms the border between Angola and Namibia and later seeps into the Okavango Delta in Botswana. Just before Rundu, the Hakuzembe River Lodge, a first overnight stay opportunity from which to conquer the Kavango. Both camping sites and various bungalows are available here. The large deck invites you to linger and observe the activities on the riverbank. At the campsite, an arrow-marked babbler observed from nearby, and you can linger quietly on the riverbank to watch the reed cormorant carry out its morning cleaning ritual. A farewell drink and off we go, continuing our journey to Rundu. Located on the Angolan border, Rundu is a rapidly growing city and the capital of the Kavango region. It may not be the prettiest place, but offers passable infrastructure with a modern medical center, supermarket and workshops. There are quite a few lodges around Rundu, Kaizosi River Lodge being one of them. Located just outside of town, the lodge offers camping sites and different room categories, as well as a deck with a view of the river and its wildlife. Here we spot a pied kingfisher and the splendor of flowers on the embankment. The B8 highway from Grootfontein to the Botswana border is the main artery through the Caprivi Strip. However, the sightseeing attractions are best observed along the river on the parallel gravel road. Not far from Rundu, you will find this enormous blueberry plantation, a real success story. The cultivation area began with 20 hectares in 2020. And is supposed to expand to another 40 hectares. The Namibian berries have exceptional flavor and size and thrive in the hot subtropical climate of the Kavango, with only a few frosty nights in the winter season. 80% of success depends on the bee pollination. Aside from the honey beehives set up by the operators, there are an incredible number of wild bees. Harvesting takes place from early July to October. The high population density of the Kavango East region means that many local women can be employed to harvest the berries. Irrigation takes place directly from the Okavango River, and a sophisticated irrigation system ensures the correct distribution. In this modern processing facility, the berries are cooled to 1 degree, washed, sorted and packaged within 15 minutes of being picked. In addition to the local market in Namibia, the blueberries are now exported to Europe and the Middle and Far East. The blueberries are transported by refrigerated vehicles to the airports in Windhoek or even Johannesburg for distribution into their market areas. Our journey continues on the gravel road along the Okavango, passing small villages and kraals with round huts made of reeds and bamboo, but also brick houses and corrugated iron shacks. Not only firewood, but also meat and clothing are sold on the roadside. Green fields on the Angola side of the Okavango. The Kavango people have a very relaxed nature, but they could probably feed all of Namibia if they chose to. Our next stop, Samvura Camp. It offers campsites located above the Okavango. In addition to a swimming pool and a rustic bar, there is a deck that offers a view of the Okavango stretching far beyond the Angolan border. Charlie and Mark are excellent hosts and make your stay a wonderful experience. A sundowner boat trip on the Okavango led by Mark is a must. We soon found this mighty crocodile basking on a sandbank. On the shore we spotted a flock of wattled plovers, and then we proceeded with caution as we slowly circled this group of hippos. After all, they are among the most dangerous animals in Africa, and they tend to attack boats that get too close. Another attraction was the nesting colony of thousands of bee-eaters. Their nests lie at the end of these self-dug tunnels. They lurk on a lookout for their prey, which is then caught in flight. Bees and wasps make up their preferred diet. They lay 2 to 7 eggs and both parents take part in raising their young. These are featherless and completely helpless for the first 20 days of their lives. However, once they have left the nest, their parents will only continue to feed them for a few days. The evening quickly approached and we enjoyed a sundowner on a sandbank in the middle of the Okavango. A special experience, especially in the evening when the sun glows in breathtaking red. The moon had already graced the sky when we made our way back to the camp. The next day we continued towards Divundu. In 1913, the leaders of the Embu-Kushu kings allowed some Catholic missionaries to build a Catholic church and hospital in the Andara mission station about 15 kilometers from Divundu, which still exists today. In Divundu we stock up on provisions and, most importantly, refuel before continuing to the Zambezi region or to the Mahango Game Park. Not far beyond the bridge on the east side of the Okavango is the entrance to the Buffalo Park. Once in the park, one immediately comes across the ruins of a former military base of the South African Defence Force, who from here defended the country against attacks from Angola. The park is 629 square kilometers in size and is home to numerous wildlife species. However, it is mainly popular because of the thousands of buffalo that have settled here, one of Africa's famous Big Five. They seem to be particularly fond of the floodplains. This big animal can reach a weight of 900 kilos and is one of the most dangerous animals in Africa, killing more than 200 people annually. In the hot midday sun, this elephant also seeks a cool down. The floodplain of the Okavango offers a suitable habitat for various species of ducks. After the sudden appearance of this magnificent kudu and a wild boar, we said goodbye to Buffalo Park and headed back to Divundu to take the road leading to Botswana. "15 kilometers behind Divundu, the Okavango forms the Popa Falls. The Namibian Wildlife Resort Camp, located directly at the falls, offers an ideal overnight stay. The falls are actually a collection of rapids. Before reaching Botswana, the Okavango drops by 4 meters and, with a width of 1 kilometer, forms these visible rapids at low tide, which have become a popular tourist attraction. A group of cattle egrets has gathered on a tree on the opposite bank, and a buzzard watches us carefully. On the onward journey, we stopped at a stand with local carvings. The Kavango region is home to many talented carvers, whose handicrafts are on sale at many street stalls and markets. We then reach Mahango Safari Lodge, our stopover spot for the next few days. Apart from bungalows, you can also book beautiful campsites directly on the river. With our first drink on the deck, we already get our first impression of the beautiful location of this lodge. On the opposite bank of the Okavango, a herd of springbok and amongst them some waterbuck has just arrived. We were also curiously observed by this blue-eared starling. Our camp is set up and we relax and watch the river and its visitors, like this black crake, which likes to inhabit dense vegetation near water. Thickets must be present where they can climb, rest and breed. We did not have to wait long before this coppertail kukal also appeared. Dense bushes on the river banks are also its habitat, but it can also be found in flood areas from Angola to Tanzania. Early the next morning, we board the boat for a breakfast cruise on the Okavango. From the lodge we head upstream, where you can experience life on and around the riverbank firsthand, while enjoying a hearty breakfast. A day trip to the Mahango Game Park from the lodge is an easy endeavor. The park's river route can even be navigated by a normal passenger car, while the western route through the park requires a four-wheel driven vehicle. A plethora of game can be seen in this park. Herds of elephants roam freely through the region on their migration routes from Botswana to Angola. Vultures lurk at the waterhole for the remains of captured prey. The Kavango Park is known for its huge ancient baobab trees. They look like they were planted upside down, especially once they have lost their leaves. The tree can grow up to 50 meters high and 7 meters wide and can reach an age of 800 years. The game in the park is not shy and sometimes blocks the path, like this herd of impalas. We experience an unexpected rain shower, which, aside from disheveling their appearance, did not bother the animals any further. This virtual skukal had to spread out its feathers to dry off. Elephants had once again caused a roadblock. This time it was a herd of relaxed baboons that casually blocked our way. The 2,500 hectare wildlife park has extensive floodplains that is home to a variety of game and bird species. Hippos and crocodiles inhabit the numerous water pans. From here, the Okavango slowly meanders towards the Okavango Delta in Botswana, where it sinks and spreads out. The Kavango, with its Okavango as its lifeline, is rich in flora and fauna and worth an unforgettable trip.